afternoon and welcome to Monday's Lunchtime News. Our top story, a 10-mile stretch of the M40 motorway remains closed in both directions as detectives investigate the fatal shooting of a Hells Angel. He was shot yesterday while riding away from a motorbike rally in Warwickshire. Well, we can cross to our reporter Mark Goff, who's close to the scene.
Yeah, well, these are the very latest pictures there. What you see now, probably in the left-hand side of your screen, is forensic officers dressed in white suits. We believe that is where the motorcycle perhaps may be, and that's where the man came off the road. Right, what do we know? Well, we know that this chap, he was a Hells Angel. He was coming back from the Bulldog Bash at the Long Marston airfield not far away yesterday afternoon. He was on his bike in the middle lane. We've got some aerial pictures of the forensic search going on here. He was in the middle lane of the motorway. Two other friends on bikes were behind him. Now, at some point, a green Rover 600 came alongside the motorcycle, and what we think has happened, although this hasn't been confirmed, is that he was shot in cold blood in the middle of the afternoon just along the M40 motorway. He obviously went down. His friend stopped, and that's when the emergency services were called. But that green car drove on. Now, obviously, police are investigating what's gone here, whether or not something happened at the Bulldog Bash to cause this some kind of revenge attack. And the worry is that if this was an attack, someone may then try and take revenge on this killing.
Clearly, you know, I don't want to get into a tit-for-tat situation, and we need to do everything we can to establish why this happened, because that will lead us to any further action that we take. And clearly, if that is a motive, or there's a motive behind this where it was a deliberate targeted act against this individual, then yes, it can lend itself to further reprisal action, and that is something that we would want to avoid.
Well, let's just show you again the final scene there. The forensic officers are still just down the embankment there, as I say, where we believe the motorcycle may be. I mean, obviously, this is going to be a very painstaking search to make sure that they gather as much evidence as possible, which may lead to indicate who the killer is.
Mark Goff, many thanks. Next this lunchtime, a paedophile activist who campaigned for the age of consent to be lowered has been jailed after a collection of child pornography was found at his Leicestershire home. Our reporter Gareth Owen was in court.
David Joy is a notorious paedophile. The lead investigator on the case, in fact, today told me that he was the most chilling criminal he'd ever had to deal with, a threat to society. And as the judge said today, given his past, there's a good chance that that day will never come.
A 55-year-old man has appeared in court charged with the kidnap and murder of a male model. Andre Nunes vanished 2 years ago, and officers searching for his body have found human remains at a property in Alvechurch in Worcestershire, 6 miles from where he was last seen. Michael Weldon from Rednall appeared at Birmingham Magistrates Court and was remanded in custody until August the 20th. The parents of a teacher murdered in Japan are today launching an email campaign to catch the man suspected of killing her. 22-year-old Lindsay Ann Hawker from Brandon near Coventry was found dead in a bath of sand in Tokyo in March. She was found in the flat of suspect Tatsui Ichihachi, who fled before he could be arrested. The family hopes an email photo of him will be spread around the world. The floods which hit the region 3 weeks ago have claimed another life. Pensioner Eddie Hopkins was rescued from his home in Sedgebarrow near Evesham but died in hospital last week. His family have been told that he's likely the 66-year-old died after swallowing contaminated floodwater. Mr Hopkins was trying to rescue documents from his home when the level of water rose to more than 6 feet. A severe fire has destroyed a McDonald's restaurant in Birmingham today. 35 firefighters tackled the blaze early this morning on Newtown Row in Aston, opposite the Royal Mail depot. The ground floor was gutted and part of the roof has since collapsed. The main road was closed for 3 hours during this morning's rush hour, and a police investigation is underway. Now it looks like we're going to see some really wet, windy weather over the next couple of days. Here's Emma with your forecast.
With tiny fares.
Emma, thank you very much. That's it from the Central News Desk this Monday lunchtime. Bob and Sarah Jane will be back at 6 for Central Tonight. Do join them if you can. But for now, from all of us here on the Lunchtime team, have a great afternoon.